Welcome and thank you for taking your time out to join this live phenomenal webinar that is coming ahead. But first, I just want to let you know, if you can stay to the end, I have a present, I have a gift, I have a great offer just for you. And you know what? If you get this gift, it's going to help you with your beautiful, healthy, moisturized hair. So stay tuned and let's get into the webinar. So let's begin. Hello, everyone that is joining on to today's live webinar. I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy schedule to join in. I see Julie. Julie is live. Thank you for joining on, Julie. You can say hello back. And during the webinar, if you guys have any questions, definitely type them during the presentation, but I will answer them at the end, okay? So welcome. Hi, my name is Carol Maxinu, your natural curl champion, your natural consultant and author. I am so excited to present this live event that revolves around having the one meaningful thing that can help you in your hair care journey so you can achieve that healthy growing hair. And that one thing is so simple that we don't seem to focus on to help address the other issues, the problems that we experience with our hair. And that is having a hair care regimen. If you guys have a hair care regimen, type in below, yeah, I have a hair care regimen and it's definitely helping me out in my journey. So, who is this presentation for? If you find yourself constantly having breakage, dryness, and damaged hair, even when you try the latest products, this live event training is for you if you are uncertain that the latest products, do it yourself, or you're using is actually helping your hair. This training is also for you if you have concerns regarding hair and scalp issues from thinning edges, moisture loss, slow growth, dry scalp, and dandruff. Also, if you want to save on costs from salon visits and spend less time on hair blogs and want to reduce your watch on those endless YouTube tutorials, and when you try to do them and you apply it to your own hair, you don't achieve the same results. Who is this training not for? This training is not for you if you're not looking to have a positive mindset and take action to make a better change for your hair success. If you're not open to ideas and strategies to apply to your own hair success and adjust current hair habits. Also, if you're not willing to put in the work and have realistic goals and the expectations, or if you're just looking for a quick fix or tips and not the whole picture for your hair. Hi, welcome again. I am your natural curl champion, Carol Maxinu. I am a natural hair consultant, author, and by profession, I am also a licensed occupational therapist, meaning that I work in the medical field. And yes, in order to work in the medical field, you definitely have to have social skills and interaction with day-to-day communication. So as I can say, I am a people person. Can I show you my story for a moment? Let me show you my story for a moment for those who don't know my story, because a story will give you a connection of what you've been going through, so the next person that you tell your story to, he or she can relate. So I hope you can relate to my story. So why did I go natural? The reason why I decided to go natural is because I was not following a trend. I was not following all those emerging YouTubers because they were doing YouTube tutorials. Matter of fact, I wasn't even watching them when I was relaxed. The reason why I decided to go natural because I was so tired of the relaxer burning my scalp. My hair became damaged over time. It became very healthy. It was breaking. And I just had enough of the relaxer overall. So when I transitioned for 3 months and I decided to do my quote unquote big chop at that time, I didn't have any experience with my own natural hair. Who does? Especially if you've been prone to chemically relaxing your hair since you was a child all the way up to your young adulthood. How would you know how to really care for your textured hair? I didn't. So what I decided to do, to not knowing how to deal with it or bother with it, I just wore braids and weaves or even wigs interchangeably constantly until I really decided that let me try to learn about my hair. I tried watching all those, again, emerging YouTubers back then, because I'm about 9 years going to 10 years natural, and those emerging YouTubers, I was watching them, I was following what they were doing, but yet I had no success to my own hair. So I was like, you know what, this is not working out for me. Let me go to a professional. So I went to a hair salon and I told her about my problem. Like, I don't know how to comb my hair. It's hard to detangle. It mats up, it shrinks. I can't even comb through. What can I do? But still, I want to show my hair. I want to wear my hair. So what she told me, she encouraged me to get a texturizer. So I was like, what is a texturizer? Basically, she just told me that a texturizer will help to manage my hair, make it easier for me to comb through. So I was like, that can definitely solve my problem, comb through. I like that idea. So I went ahead, took her suggestion, got the texturizer, and what happened was I didn't go back to get another one because I figured since I had a one-time relaxer, a texturizer, that's all I needed, and that would help to solve my hair problem. But you know what? My own natural root continued to grow out, and then the end of my hair, which was texturized, it began to break. And again, I resorted back to square one again. Another breakage, another failed failed application. So I was like, I'm done. I don't want any more chemicals in my hair. But to find out the texturizer was just only a mild form. So I was trying to make the easy way out until I decided that I'm going to learn about my texture hair, and I finally did. And what I found out was missing was not having a customized regimen for my hair. And when I discovered having my own customized regimen for my hair, it helped to solve my hair problem. Growth was coming, moisture was retained longer, and breakage was from the past. Can you relate to that? If you can, give a comment below. And again, hold your questions for me to answer, because I will answer them at the end of the live training. So with that success, I began to receive compliments from women like, what do you do to your hair? How do you get those curls? And I was like, okay, I use this product, I did this method, but hey, it worked for me. I don't know if it will work exactly for you. So I decided to do a blog. So I started to blog about natural hair, and from blogging, I decided to write books. So I published my first book, which is Life is a Hair Way, which focused on natural remedies and helpful solutions to address breakage. And then I upgraded it to Kink's Curls and Coils, the ultimate guide to healthy and Afro-textured hair, which is focused also on improving as a start guide about a hair regimen and why you need to know your hair regimen. And it goes on and on and on. So those books now are available on Amazon. So you know that I go live in this group, and I enjoy going live because I focus on education. I don't focus on hair tutorials because there are a lot of hair tutorials that you can do, you can look up. But what I focus on is getting the knowledge, the skill, and the strategy so that you can apply to your own hair, because everybody's hair doesn't react or respond the same way to certain products because it's very general. But for you, you need to get specific. So here I am, just being me, no makeup, nothing, in both of these pictures. One picture, I'm just doing a picture, or I think I did a video on this, of me trimming my hair because it needed to be trimmed. Then I was doing a wash day, and you can see that I was starting to do a twist, and that's my result in the middle, my final twist, and the twist shrunk up. That just naturally happens. And then after it dry, I will unravel it to rock my curly afro look. I love a twist style. That is like one of my go-to. And from my regimen, I was able to retain moisture longer. I don't re-moisturize or rehydrate my hair. I would say probably the third going on the fourth day within a week. So on to today's live training. I am going to help you to learn about 4 things you can know about what can help you in your hair care journey. I'm going to focus on anatomy of hair structure, why natural hair is unique, the causes of natural hair dryness, and common mistakes in hair routines. Okay, does anyone know the anatomy or familiar with the anatomy of hair structure? Well, today I'm just going to focus on 3 because primarily there are 2 structures of the hair. And one of it being is the hair shaft, the hair root, and also the papilla. The papilla is the emerging beginning of where the hair strand begins to come to life. So let's dive on into the basic anatomy of the hair. Like our nails, the hair is mostly made up of protein called keratin. This makes the hair strong. There are 2 main components that make up your hair strand. One of them being, as you see, the hair shaft. The other is the hair roots. So let's focus on the hair shaft just for a moment. Notice how when you get a haircut, it does not hurt. This is because the hair shaft develops from old cells that are replaced with new cells in the hair roots. Therefore, your strands of hair that you see coming out from your scalp is actually skin that are dead, but are kept nourished by the roots, believe it or not. Now, the hair roots. The hair root is the vital life that nourishes the hair strand. It gives life to it. The base of the hair is the follicle. It functions in so many ways. Like, for example, that is where cell division takes place. There is blood supply, there is nerve innervation. Oh, and also the erector pili muscle. That you will see your hair stand up, especially when it's very chilly or cold. There also you will see the sebaceous gland. Now this is an oil production gland that lubricates the oil, which is called sebum, on your strands. And also it promotes hair growth, and there's some other occurrences of hormone that occurs in that structure. Do you know the growth cycles? Well, here are the 4 growth cycles I'm just going to mention to you. And you can do more further research on how they play with your hair, because your hair goes through changes. Your hair goes through cycles for it to grow, and then for it to stop, and then for it to grow again. One of them being is the anagen. This is called the growth phase. Most hair is growing very quickly at this stage, about an average ½ inch per month. If you get more, whew, that's awesome. And it usually lasts about 2 to 6 years. The next one is called the transition phase. This lasts about 2 to 4 weeks, and this is where the keratin and hair growth slows down and your hair follicles begins to constrict. The next one is the telogen. This is the actual resting phase, and it says it lasts about 3 months. And the hair in that phase, it actually stops growing, and then it can restart the growth phase, which is the anagen phase again. And last is the shedding phase. Now, this is where old hair begins to shed and falls out, like maybe if you're combing, washing, braiding, brushing your hair, and it's just, the follicles just get relaxed and your hair strands come out. So, I'm going to spend just a few moments on why natural hair is unique and why you need to pay attention to your unique hair, and don't be too fixated on the issues that is associated with it, because you need to understand the issues that comes with it, because your natural hair is very unique to you. So what is the same about the medulla, the cortex, and the cuticle? Well, they both help to make up the hair strand on our head. But did you know that there is a difference between those 3? For example, the cuticle is the outer layer. This helps to regulate the amount of moisture that comes in and comes out. The cortex, oh my God, that is where you want to get that nutrient inside of there. And it's also responsible for the hair shape, curl, elasticity, and pigmentation, which is the color of your hair. And the medulla, sometimes it's present and sometimes it's not. And if it's not there, don't worry about it. It will not affect your hair. You will not typically see the medulla present if you have a very thin strand. So what's the difference about curl pattern? What does this have to do with your uniqueness of your hair? How it grows out of your scalp and its ability to retain moisture. Again, the cuticle layer. It resembles a fish-like scales, like think of it almost like, you know, the shingles on your roof, or fish scales that just overlap over each other. And most of the time, especially if you have straight strand, they tend to lay very, very flat or close. But again, it helps to regulate the amount of moisture that comes in and out, and it also protects the hair. The Afro textured hair has a S-shape, loops, Z-shape, where cuticles is not as flat or as close, because the curlier, the kinkier your strand is, the more prone that your cuticles will have a tendency to raise or to lift. Also, why is natural hair is very unique? Well, the sebum plays a part in it. Well, you may have known or read or heard that the sebum has this difficult time not to make it all the way down to the ends of the strand. The sebum secrete from the hair sebaceous gland, which I showed you in the previous diagram. The sebum, it protects the hair and it lubricates the hair. And again, because of the bends, the loops, the twists, the curls pattern of our unique hair, it is unable to cover the entire hair strand, which is why natural hair is also unique. So why the difference? Well, the nature of Afro texture hair makes it very vulnerable to damage compared to any other type of hair. Its structural and its lipid protection layer is somewhat of a challenge because the sebum has a hard time making it all the way down to coat to saturate your entire strand. In reality, natural hair is unique due to it loses moisture more quickly, it is naturally dry, it frizzes easily, it is more vulnerable to breakage. Also, more vulnerable to extended conditions like weather changes, constant manipulation, or how frequent you manipulate your hair. Depends on the styling tools that you use or the frequency of heat applied. It's also difficult to comb and detangle that leads to breakage. So this also tells us that kinky curly hair, that its basic needs to be met or it can negatively affect the health of your hair. It is too porous, which leads to a moisture and imbalance in the hair and issues with dryness and lack of moisture. So if your hair is experiencing all these conditions, external conditions, it can raise the factor of it being susceptible to more injury and more porosity. So the porosity can increase where you will see some changes in your cuticles being chipped away or some gaps on your strand microscopically. And this will affect the moisture level that is kept in your hair and how it evaporates very quickly. So then you will have a difficulty time maintaining that moisture and you will see the result of drier looking dull hair. The main causes of lack of moisture / dryness. Well, again, I just mentioned depending on your level of porosity, if it's a little higher, it could be harsh shampoos with certain ingredients, how often you use heat that can lead to damage, overuse of butters and oils, improper conditioning, and improper cleansing. This can cause or lack of moisture to your hair, which can lead to dryness. Common mistakes in hair regimen that I've noticed. Instead of focusing on porosity, people often focus on hair type and mimic regimens in this way. For example, let's go back to the YouTube tutorials that many of us, even myself, have watched, and you try to mimic the same method, the same products to your own hair. And when you do that, more than likely you may not get the same result every single time. Why? Because you do not know the full routine of the day-to-day life with that natural YouTuber, how she maintained her regimen throughout the days of the week. She's only showing you a glimpse of a moment what she does, but do you know the full story of her hair? So when you try it, it backfires on you. I've experienced this. Epidemic fear of harsh ingredients lead people to focus on do-it-yourself often, which is overusing, wrongly using oils or butters, or embracing the co-wash and improperly cleansing, meaning that you're just overdoing too much of these things, overusing too much harsh ingredients, overusing or focusing too much on do-it-yourself, or not properly washing your hair and focusing more on co-wash. You need to create balance. And also improper conditioning. You may not incorporate protein in your conditioner. Water by itself is not effective moisturizer, and it can be affected by the humidity. And we know that humidity, it can affect our hair. And if the air is high in humidity, hair will take in water, and when it takes in water, your hair will look much frizzy, but it's not dry, right? Because it feels soft, it feels moisturized, but it just gets a little poofy or frizz, depending on your hair type. Now, if the air in the humidity is very low, the moisture escapes the hair and then it gets dry. So it depends on the climate that you're in. Are you in a hot climate or are you in a low climate? So it will impact your hair. But I just want to let you know that water alone is a moisturizer, but it's in itself, by itself, it's not effective. It needs to be paired with another ingredients to help to seal and to lock in that moisture. I'm just going to take a look on my phone, make sure you guys are here, then I'm here so I can monitor Facebook. Okay, the humidity. Humidity, again, like I said, can affect your hair depending if it's high, depending if it's low, but water wants to be in a state of balance. So we always say that it goes back to the humidity. Yes, but you also must remember that water wants to be in a state of balance. So what happens is that it moves from an area of high concentration into an area of low concentration, meaning that water is always constantly moving, whether it's high or low humidity, because it wants to have a state of balance. So if your hair is not a state of balance, this can also subject it to be drying. And another thing that can affect our hair is heat. We are familiar with heat. We are familiar that we do not want to frequently use heat very often because, you know, heat can be very drying to our hair. So you gotta be cautious how you're using it and how often you're using it, because it can increase your hair porosity and it can cause injury and damage to your cuticles over time. So be very mindful on how you're using heat and how often you're using heat. Now, some of the heating tools are commonly known as flat irons or blow dryer, or even a hooded dryer, which is indirect heat. So the amount of heat you're exposing your strands to, again, it can increase the porosity or possibly injury as well. So if you're going to use heat, we know that you're supposed to use heat protection. So never ever use direct heat on your hair without putting some kind of heat protection on it. Like, for example, a heat protectant that is formulated like a product you put on your hair, and then you use the flat iron so it doesn't risk it to further damage. So, but whatever you do is just lessen your application of heat. Now, the solution, what makes your hair regimen that caters to your hair needs and has the healthy hair care practice? So this webinar live training is about having a hair regimen. So like I said in the beginning, hair regimen is your #1 solution, okay? Because when you have a hair regimen and pair it with a healthy hair practice, then you will have a heaven of beautiful, healthy growing hair. And make sure your products not only get water into the hair, but it also slows it down, okay? So remember, like I said, water alone by itself is not a moisturizer. It needs to be paired with other helpful ingredients to help slow it down, to lock in that moisture so it can extend its moisturization during the week. For me, how I customize my moisture regimen is that I don't go back to re-moisturize my hair at least once or twice in the week. It just depends. I may do it the third day or I may do it the fourth day because there's 7 days in a week. So it could be once a week or twice in a week, but you should not typically be moisturizing your hair every single day. If so, you need to get a better moisturizer or a better method. Products you need to look for. There can increase moisture. For example, if you're going to look at products and their ingredients, you want to know what they can help your hair with. So again, getting that knowledge is very helpful. Products that can increase your moisture, for example, is aloe vera, humectants. Humectants can be helpful. I know there's a bad rap, minimize or don't use humectant, but you have to be wise on how you use humectants in the products and how often you use humectants in the product. So when you're outside humidity, it doesn't really affect you to extreme extent. Okay, so getting that knowledge about humectants can be very helpful. I love humectants. I use humectants. I have humectants in my product, especially my moisturizer product, and I don't have a big deal with it because I'm to the point where I'm just natural with my hair and I accept my hair the way it is, whether it's well defined or not. I accept it the way it is. So some humectants you can get familiarized is glycerin, panthenol, honey, sodium PCA. Other you can get familiarized is hydrolyzed protein. So look at your ingredients on the label, read them. And this will give you an indication what it can do for your hair, increase moisture. And some of it can be silk, keratin, and wheat. The other thing is, how can it slow down water evaporation? Because you put the moisture in your hair and then all of a sudden it wants to come out, because we're learning today that water by itself does not retain in your hair. It wants to go from high concentration, it wants to go to low concentration, meaning that it's always moving. So how can we slow it down? Well, you can slow it down by looking at plant-based ingredients, which is okra or aloe vera. I love aloe vera, so it works great in both worlds. Sealing oils. Look for sealing oils that create a barrier outside your hair and prevent water penetration from the outside, like castor oil or olive oil, butters or shea or cocoa. So you want to have sealing oils that can help to slow down the evaporation, because remember, water alone is not an effective moisturizer by itself. It needs to be paired. So having a sealing oil can help with that. Also, pair it with penetrating oils that create a light barrier, nothing heavy on your hair, but can also do its job by entering your hair strand that can get right into the cortex of your hair. And one of them being is coconut oil. Product purchase. I just mentioned when you're going to go shopping, look for the very first top 5 ingredients. These are very important because they are the ones that will impact your hair. And products with or its first ingredient of oils and butters won't be moisturizing for your hair. Remember, moisturizers such as, oils and butters are not moisturizing for your hair. They have moisturizing properties, but they themselves do not moisturize your hair. You need to look for water-based products that contain water as its first ingredient, or maybe rose water, but you need to see the word water as its first ingredients. So remember, when you go shopping for products, look for the very first top 5 ingredients, because those first 5 ingredients will play its role in how it will help your hair or affect your hair. And if you're going to choose oils, butters as the many first 5 ingredients, that's going to let you know that is not a effective moisturizer. That's more of a sealing product, or maybe some type of penetrating product. It just depends on what it is. What to look for in a moisturizing product. I want you to get familiar with the product ingredients, what they do, where they are in a formula, and how they can affect your hair. There is a big debate surrounding the origins of ingredients. If you should use only natural versus synthetic ingredients. Is it not good? Is it good or is it not good? I mean, oftentimes this is misleading information out there, and it's so confusing. I should use only natural ingredients. I shouldn't use man-made synthetic ingredients. You know what? Both of them have their pros Both of them have their cons, but it goes back to how your hair likes it overall. Because you can use natural ingredients and it may not work as effective if you were to use a synthetic ingredient. But whatever you use, just make sure, number one, it doesn't harm your hair, it doesn't harm you, and it helps your hair. So you can eliminate the confusion. Go by what your hair likes for the goal that you're looking for in your hair. And one way you can do that is you can do an ingredient checklist. List naturally derived products that has them, whether they have natural ingredients or synthetic ingredients, to avoid or use based on your hair liking. Decide what your hair likes. Does my hair likes the natural versus synthetic, or does my hair doesn't have a problem with it? Know what your hair likes, and it's okay to use natural and it's okay to use synthetic ingredients. Okay, I know it seems a little bit eerie, like, oh my God, synthetic, I just want all natural, but there are some synthetics that are helpful, that can help your hair as opposed to a natural ingredient that may not help your hair. It just depends on what your hair likes and how it responds. So I want you to become very familiar with these groups of ingredients and separate them. You need to be familiar what are humectants, emollients, proteins, emulsifiers, surfactants, fatty acids, or fatty alcohols, and preservatives. You need to be familiar with these ingredient groups, because once you get familiar with these, you're gonna be very knowledgeable on what they can do and how they can impact your hair and how they can help your hair or affect your hair. But you need to know those basic groups of ingredients. Now, I'm gonna get a little bit more deeper into the common mistakes I've noticed with hair regimens. And these common mistakes can be so unavoidable as long as we get knowledge and create a balance for a hair routine, right? So wetting your hair daily. If you are wetting your hair very often, every single day, because your hair just feels dry, you are not helping your hair. You are actually having a setback for your hair. So because we say that water is a moisturizer, but I just told you, water by itself is not effective. It needs to be paired with other helpful ingredients, right, to keep it in longer. So if you're wetting your hair and your hair gets soft and it's wet and it feels easy to detangle, that's amazing, but it's gonna dry faster. And also, if you have a higher porosity of hair, it's not helping your hair as well. You need to pair with other ingredients. And this can also lead to high growth fatigue. If you're wetting hair often and you're keeping your hair saturated with moisture too long, it can create the expansion and contraction of your hair strand, which can make it become weak and then eventually break. So be very mindful of that. Or you're adding a lot of moisture to your hair. You are using an ineffective moisturizer. You're using oils daily or butters daily. And I just told you, oils and butters, they have some moisturizing properties to them, but they are ineffective. They have their place, they have their purpose in your hair care regimen and what they're used for. So become wise on not relying solely on oil-based products, because they're not 100% effective to really moisturize your hair and to keep it in longer. You're co-washing so much because you are advertising, you're told to co-wash your hair, co-wash your hair. This brand said co-wash your hair. Yes, co-washing your hair is amazing. It feels good. It makes your hair feel soft. It really does. But if you're just solely relying on co-washing your hair and you're not pairing it with shampooing your hair is experiencing problems with moisture retention. Think about it. The co-wash, it has conditioner in it and also have cleansing agents in it that is formulated for natural hair. But even though it cleanses your hair, it does not deeply clean your hair. You need to incorporate a shampoo for your hair. And if you're not clarifying your hair, you're using a co-wash, you're using a shampoo, but you notice that your hair is still not at its optimal best. Are you clarifying your hair? I know that you need to be cautious on how often you use a clarifying shampoo, but it does help because it's really going to give your hair a clean start so it can begin itself to accept the products that you put on it to get you that moisture, to get you that curl definition. Are you really clarifying your hair? Not deep conditioning your hair and not doing it well. How often you deep condition your hair it goes back to what your hair needs. It always go back to what your hair needs, because everybody hair regimen is different. It's not general, but it does fall into a particular pattern. But deep conditioning your hair is very helpful. Or you're not balancing your proteins of your hair, or you're using too much proteins of your hair because you're introducing other treatments because it says protein, 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 when your hair may not need that protein treatment. It would just probably just need moisture. Or you're following all these new trends of do-it-yourselves, and when you do it to your hair, it doesn't help. It may feel nice and soft, it may smell good, but is it really nourishing your hair? You got to be wise on what you are following and not just doing. Now, let's just turn this around. To have an effective and simple hair regimen, it starts by now having a proper cleansing routine. Incorporating your sulfate-free shampoo, your moisturizing shampoo, clarifying or Kilian shampoo. They all have their place in your regimen, but starting with a proper cleansing regimen, that is the first thing you need to do, is start with a helpful regimen to cleanse your hair. Now, to carry on into the simple hair regimen, I just gave you an example of how a regimen may look. Again, a regimen is not customized for you. It's just an example of what someone may do, but it's not your regimen. You understand what I'm saying? So week 1 is your wash day. So you're going to start with a clean slate, and you're going to clarify your hair. You're going to follow with a moisturizing sulfate-free shampoo. Week 2, you're going to do a sulfate-free shampoo or co-wash in between when it's needed. So the second week, you can co-wash your hair, or you can just continue using sulfate-free shampoo. Or the first week, you can just do a clarifying shampoo or your sulfate-free shampoo. It just depends on what your hair needs. But do not solely rely on co-washing alone, because I just told you, co-washing does not deeply clean your hair. It helps to cleanse it because it has cleansing agents. It helps to moisturize it, which is great. You can use it during the midweek, especially if you're one of those beautiful ladies who love to work out. It's okay to use a co-wash in between your week, but when it comes towards the end of the week, your next real wash day, make sure you use a real shampoo that will help to clean your hair, a moisturizing one. Conditioning. Now we're just revamping our simple hair regimen. Now we're just going to deep condition. We washed. We did a let's see. We washed. What did we just did? We washed. Yeah, we washed. Now we're going to do a conditioner. So whether you decide to use a rinse out or a deep conditioner, it's up to you. So either or is fine. But just know what your hair needs. Now, if you have colored hair, if you have increase of porosity, or you're using heat a little bit more, then you definitely make sure your deep conditioner has proteins in it to help to repair and to restore your hair. Now the rinse out conditioner, it just does what it do. It just gets in there. It helps to soften your hair, making it manageable to detangle, and add a little bit more repairment to it. But the deep conditioner, it goes deeper within, because there are additive ingredients that will do its job that won't do with a rinse out conditioner. Okay, so there's a difference between a rinse and a deep conditioner, but you do not need to do both. Pick one. Do one or the other, depending on your hair need. You either need a deep conditioner or a rinse out conditioner. But me, I love a deep conditioner. Continuing into your simple hair regimen is the how you're going to go about styling your hair. So not all products fit for every styles as you may see in your head. It depends if your hair is thick of a strand, it has a thick density, meaning if you have very thick, voluminous hair strands, so you may lean towards more of a thicker consistency product that has a little bit more oils as well. And if you have a finer strand or a low density, you may lean towards a product that has a light consistency and less of oils and butters, because you don't want to saturate your hair, wear it down if you have fine and low density hair. But thicker hair, we love thick creams, we love the oils, we love the butter, because our hair sucks it up. Okay, so just know your hair thickness and your hair density, and this will kind to guide you on what products that can cater to your hair need. And with styling, if you love wash and goes, definitely. I know you girls out there who do wash and goes. I know you love to make sure your curls are well defined. So make sure your curls are well defined, but also whatever product you're using, make sure it moisturizes your hair. It doesn't just define your hair and make your hair flaky, but make sure it creates softness and moisture to your hair, and also show the curls, your natural curls from the wash and go. And for your styling, make sure you please incorporate protective styles and low maintenance, because natural hair does not always want to be manipulated and messed with. You do it, you leave it alone, and you get back to address its needs. So keep everything on the low, at bay, when it comes to how often you're manipulating your hair. But you can use other styles like braids, twists, wigs, clips, extensions. You can do updos, bantus, twist out, braid outs, but whatever protective or low maintenance style you use, just make sure it does not harm your hair, it does not affect your hair, and it does not give you a negative experience based on a goal that you want to achieve, like healthy growing hair. The key features of effective hair regimen. Now I'm going to recap what I've just said into these bullet points. First of all, you need to know your hair porosity. And when you know your hair porosity, you know how to customize your regimen for that. You need to be familiar with product ingredients and to qualify them. Remember, I just talked about the 5 top ingredients. You need to look for that on your products when you go shopping. You need to be familiar with the climate, whether it's high and whether it's low, and how does your hair respond to it, and how can you address it. You need to incorporate healthy hair care practice, okay? And you need to be consistency, because with consistency, when your hair changes, you could change along with it, but because you have a healthy hair care regimen and healthy hair care practice, it won't be a frustration to you because you know how to tackle it and get it under control. So tonight, I'm going to have a special invitation for you. I am so excited that I am opening up the Kinks and Girl Curls community. I am enrolling in those 5 naturals who want to get started today in the Kinks and Girl Curls community group membership. This is going to be a game changer. This will improve your scalp and hair issues, whether you are looking for a group to provide those targeted solutions to address your individual needs. This is the group that will do that, the Kinks and Curl Girls community group. So I want to ask you this question. Why naturals join hair group? Why do you join a hair group in the first place? Because there are many, many hair groups out there, but why do you join a hair group? Do you join a hair group because you want to say, I'm natural too, and you're raving about the natural hair movement and you're supportive of that? Great, that is fantastic. But are you joining a group because you are one of those naturals who are looking for answers to your concerns regarding your hair problems, your hair setbacks, your uncertainties, your challenges? Why are you joining a group? So hair groups are sometimes a great place to receive support, and all have one thing in mind: having healthy hair and or growing longer hair. Many women with natural hair join groups in hopes of getting their questions answered. However, many hair groups fail to provide the solutions to your individual needs. So why do you join a hair group? Why do hair groups fail? I have found that many hair groups tend to fail because they fail to provide that one-on-one help to analyze your hair concerns. Many hair groups lack the ability to teach about hair topics that you want to learn because you're looking for answers. If there is something that you're not sure about, where do you go? Yes, you go to YouTube, but the YouTuber doesn't talk back to you. You go to your group because your group is saturated with many naturals, and also your admin as the leader that can help you to answer your question. And if she can, she'll provide some guidance to give you better of a clarification. So is that happening to you in those groups that you're in? Often tips are given but are not customized to meet a woman's need. Again, you are asking questions. you're getting tips. And remember I said, tips are band-aids. They are not the total solution of what is really going on with your hair. They're just something to give you a starting point, but it doesn't give you an ending point. And it's not, it is not customizable. Many hair groups lack the ability to follow up regarding your hair improvement. So you got this tip, you got this product, you got this method that was suggested to you, and whatever happened, it actually works. Yay, your group actually helped you. It actually worked. But does anyone in a group with the same mindset reach out to you, or fellow members say, hey, did you try it? Did it work for you? Did it help? Are you feeling support, or are you still feeling by yourself? Unless you yourself go in and you type, I tried A, B, C, and I was so amazed, and you're waiting for someone to give you some hand claps or some praise to say congratulations, which doesn't happen at all in many hair groups, that not supporting each other. They're just a collection of body because they're just one mind that I'm natural. But there are naturals who are looking for that feedback. Are you getting that feedback? Your comments and posts get lost or go unanswered because many posts are being posted every day throughout the day. And if you post a picture, it may not get seen, or it may not be commented or liked, or it just gets pushed down, especially answers to a question. It may be answered, but then for some reason you may forget about it because no one's not reaching out to you for feedback. Many posts are a collection of misleading opinions, leaving you in the dark and not getting the help you deserve. You know what? You join a group to get help. You join a group to get that support, but yet you really are not, leaving you feeling stuck with the same hair problems. So I asked you this question: why do you join a group in the first place? Are you joining a group because you are just being natural, which is great? Keep doing that. We need that movement to continue, to influence other naturals to be expressive and show their hair with love. That is amazing. Or are you joining a group because you're looking for help? You're looking for answers. What makes this hair group membership different? Yes, this is a real membership. This is a membership where you're going to get the quality value, the individual attention that you need that is not offered in many hair groups that fail. This community is going to be a community membership, is designed to provide guidance, not misleading information, to lessen the uncertainty and to resolve your hair concerns with targeted solutions. You will get the practical teachings, live video lessons, individual Q&A, and much more to address your hair concerns that many other hair groups fail to do. So I am very excited to introduce the Kinks and Curls community. This is a package monthly subscription community membership with live video lessons, Q&A sessions, and downloadable guides where I'm training and guiding you while you create a successful, healthy hair, one that will let you celebrate your hair and enjoy your beautiful, healthy, textured hair. You're going to get bi-weekly live discussions, monthly masterclasses, Q&A sessions, strategies to apply to your own hair, topics you want to benefit from for your own hair goals and not someone else. Basically, we're going to look at the typical hair concerns ranging from hair and scalp that may trigger dryness, breakage, thinning edges, moisture loss, slow growth, dry scalp, dandruff, and much more. Does your group serve you with this solution that you're in? Do you get these monthly master classes or live discussions on topics that you want to benefit from for your own hair goals? Here are some things that we are going to go over in the Kinks Curl Girls community membership. We are going to incorporate the 4 key components of your hair regimen that you can easily execute automatically without feeling overwhelmed. You're going to recognize common hair ingredients and their hair roles in products. You're going to take nutrition to your advantage for healthy hair. You're going to learn to build a hair regimen that is fit for your lifestyle when you feel you do not have the time, because we all get busy. But how can we simplify our regimen to get the result and have time to do other things? You're going to learn about scalp conditions that contribute to hair loss and what to do about them. You're going to learn about hair maintenance and protective hairstyle techniques that will give you the best outcome you desire. You're going to have and feel and overcome dryness. You're going to improve your growth, boost moisture and hydration, and much more. Plus, you're going to learn to balance that protein. Plus, I have gifts that are waiting for you. These gifts are bonuses. You're going to get product ingredient guide lists to help you read your product ingredients and make better purchases. You're going to have suggested hair products organized by categories from shampoo and stylers and their purpose and how they can play a role in your hair regimen. You are going to be a founding member of the Kinks and Girl Curls community. You're going to have a hair care regimen, a mini guide to keep you organized of your progress, and a mini guide to stop that hair breakage. Plus, I'm going to give you the truth about hair loss. This is going to be a downloadable book. That's not it. I got more for you. You're going to get a hair growth chart to track your hair growth as a desired goal. So if your hair is at your neck and you want to grow it down to your shoulders, you're going to have a chart to track that for your growth goal. And not only that, you are going to get a 30-minute free consultation with me once a month. I do charge a small fee just to do a consultation for booking, but you being a founding member in the Kinks Curls community, you are going to get that free consultation with no charge. You're also going to get emails on hair tips, helpful resources, and much more. I'll be sending out emails to you to keep you updated and keep you inspired. You are also going to have access to pre-recorded lessons to review to benefit your hair success. So again, we do get busy in our life. So if you're unable to be on the live trainings with me, no worries, I got you covered. You are going to actually have your access login membership where you can review those lessons anytime on your own terms. So let me ask you this question. Are you ready to join the community? Is this something that you're looking for in groups that are not providing these targeted solutions, these trainings, these lessons, these master classes? Like you're watching this on this live webinar. This is a live training webinar. Think about it. You're going to get something like this, not just me being on the screen face to face. You're actually going to get visual audio training. So listen. You can wait a few more months or years trying to put these pieces together in other hair groups that fail. So why waste all that time and money or put your hair through more experimentation and bad results? Join now and get all the answers in the Kinks and Curl Girls community membership today. Do not be like everyone else doing the same old routines, watching the same old YouTube tutorials, getting the same old opinions from everyone from different directions with no results, still leading you to frustration and uncertainty. Finally, you'll be on your way to uncovering the key components to healthy growing hair. Join today and get started. The membership program is valued at $3,067. This includes weekly live trainings, monthly masterclasses, access to me for free as your consultant, individual Q&A, Facebook group, downloadable guides, access to pre-recordings if you missed. You're going to have topics of your choice, weekly emails on hair tips and resources, plus those amazing gift bonuses that are waiting for you and much more. However, your investment is not going to be $3,067 to enroll. That is how much it's valued. I can charge that, but I'm not going to. Nor half of that, which is $1,533 to enroll, or even half of that, which is $766. You're not going to get that. Current enrollment now is $67 monthly subscription with all that value, with trainings, lessons, downloadable guides that I will change up every month when it's needed, access to pre-recorded lessons, access to me, questions based on your problems that I can directly answer you, being a founding member of the Kinks, Girls, and Curls community. But you know what? With you being on a live webinar tonight, this live training, I have a special reduction for that. This is going to be your investment. This investment is investing in yourself. You see, we invest in our education, but do we sometimes invest in our hair? As a founding member, your enrollment is going to be $47 monthly subscription. You are going to be locked in as long as you are a member, and you can cancel anytime after that because you're looking for answers to a problem. You're looking to get real healthy hair care. So let me ask you this question. Are you ready to join? Is this something that you're looking for? Which side are you on? Do you want to continue to be a raving fan in a hair group that doesn't provide all what I've mentioned? Or are you looking for a hair group that provide all what I've mentioned, which greatly can help you to succeed in your natural hair journey? I'm not about hair tutorials, how to do hair. There's enough of that, how to do hair. But what is missing mostly is the knowledge, the skills, the techniques to get the understanding to have a successful, healthy hair. Because textured hair seems to be very problematic, but it's not. We are lacking the knowledge. So join today and get started. Finally, by the end of it, you'll have your very own success story. You're gonna get compliments. You're gonna get questions like, girl, what are you doing to your hair? What are you using? Who is helping you? And support. Finally, you're actually gonna get support. You're not gonna be a number in a group. You're actually gonna get support to having healthy growing hair. You're gonna stop the hair breakage mess, the scalp dryness, the thinning hair, the ability to choose products your hair needs, and the skills and techniques to achieve successful hairstyle to boost growth and retain moisture longer. Is this what you're waiting for? Being a founding member, you'll be locked in as a $47 monthly subscription. Again, if this is for you, this is a special invitation that is awaiting. This will include bi-weekly live video trainings, monthly masterclasses, free 30-minute consultation, individual Q&A, Kinks and Curls group. Being a founding member, you're gonna get your downloadable guides that you can take with you and review. You're gonna have access to pre-recordings, topics that you wanna learn about that are not offered in many hair groups. You're gonna have weekly emails that are not offered in many hair groups, and resources, plus 9 bonuses. All of this is gonna save you on cost. If you are spending a lot of money on expensive products, or if you are going frequently to the salon, this is gonna save you on cost for maintenance. And it's gonna end your frustration and uncertainty and not being so confused on what to do with your hair because you're always asking questions. Now you're gonna have clarity. This is not offered in most hair groups that fail. So you deserve so much more with the Kinks Girl Curls community. Brought to you by me, Carell Maxine, being your natural curl champion. I am waiting to receive you and to educate you as we learn together, because it is a learning process, but we are here to get knowledge, the skills and techniques to address the problems that is so commonly asked about our hair. Now you actually are in a group membership community that can serve you for your needs. So let me show you what it's going to look like in. So in the back part of it is like once you sign up, you are going to get my welcome video. Welcome. So you're gonna get my welcome video just to welcome you in. And then here are going to be your guides that are waiting for you that you can actually download, giving you massive value, massive start that are not offered in many groups. So this is actually a real membership, a real group membership. Because you can join something for free, you can get freeness, but are you getting quality? There's a difference between getting free, because if you get something free, it's not value, it's just giving. But when you invest in something, you are expecting something of a return. You are expecting a result. So that is your investment in yourself for your hair. Here's the hair growth chart I was telling you about. The truth about hair loss is waiting for you back here. So this is real. All of it is here waiting for you. Yep. And plus the other mention bonuses that I've mentioned, having me as your consultant, natural curl champion, training you and giving you trainings every month and probably twice in the month as well, live discussions. And it's going to go way beyond keeping a natural group. Keeping a natural group is not going to get this what you're going to get, because you are actually investing in a real community natural hair membership. And once you're ready to join, you are going to be taken to this page right here where you can actually sign up. And again, it's just going to go over what I've mentioned. So it's going to go over what I've mentioned. Here I have a testimony you can listen to. So this is all what is a recap of what I've just mentioned, so you can look it over. And again, all of this massive value is worth this, but I'm not doing that because you deserve so much more. You deserve a real community membership hair group. And once you're ready, just enroll. This is your enrollment. You are here to learn. You're here to get the knowledge to address all the problems and be in a supportive community with one-minded naturals like yourself, whether you're transitioning or whether you are a seasoned, because we all need some information to get us corrected, to have clarity, but we need the knowledge, we need the skills. And you don't need to know everything. I don't know everything. Only God knows everything, but at least you have an influential start on how to correct the mistakes that are being done by you, and helping each other to correct those mistakes and help someone else, because you got the knowledge now to do that. So if you're ready to get started, I am so excited to welcome you in. And Dina said she do-it-yourself every product that I've used on my hair, and my hair has never been healthier. Exactly, Dina, exactly. That's the same thing I've noticed, that you can do many do-it-yourself, but in the end, it doesn't help you out, because these are common mistakes that are being followed, that are being suggested. They're not even taught. It's just being mentioned by so many naturals because everybody has their opinion, but it does not go back to your hair. If you guys have any questions, it's time to post your questions down below and I will answer them. Just giving you guys a few seconds here because we're almost done with the presentation. But again, if you're looking for a group, this is a group for you. It is a real membership group. It's not about cost. It's about what the value you're going to get, what the purpose you're going to get, your investment for yourself to save you the emotional confusion, to save you the emotional frustration, to save you on cost. If you're finding yourself not know what products to buy, it's a cost. It's not a price cost, but it's a cost because you're not sure of your hair type, your density, your porosity, and what products to use, because it doesn't have to be hard. It's actually very simple. So I will go ahead and I will post the link above on this video for you girls to start enrolling in. Again, I'm only limiting it to 5 naturals to join, and then after that I will raise the price sometime after. But if you are looking for a group, I created a group for you to address your needs. So I will put the link above this video Okay, Dina said, I don't understand your position on do-it-yourself. I'm looking for the kind of information and classes that you're offering, but I'm big on creating my own products. That's fine. Like I said, do-it-yourself can be helpful, but understand the formulation when it comes to do-it-yourself. Understand the purpose and how it helps yourself. When you do it yourself, because there are many do it yourself, but when someone apply it to their hair because they're following the tutorial, because they don't have a regimen, they don't understand what the nature of the hair requires, they will just follow something that they see, but they don't understand the knowledge behind it. But if you have the knowledge behind it, do it yourself, if you're making your own shampoos, your own deep conditioners, and it's doing it for your hair, and again, it's not going to create any microorganisms later on because you know how to store it safely. That is what I'm talking about, that knowledge, not just following a trend based on what you're seeing or reading, but you understand why you're doing your do-it-yourself. You understand the formulation and how those ingredients work together to not only be healthy on the outside of your strand, but also nourish your strands inside. Sometimes we forget about our hair strands needs to be nourished inside. So that is the reason why it's having the knowledge. So you got the knowledge, Dina. I am so happy because you can share that do-it-yourself to others who don't have the knowledge because they're just following. Again, I'm just saying following, but you can follow something, but you don't know what you're doing. But if you do it, you know it works because you know the purpose behind it. That is your regimen, and that is your skill, and that is your knowledge. Yes, it absolutely takes a lot of Yep. So if it works for you, definitely. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you girls what to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I don't want anybody to tell me what to do with my hair, but I would like that support just to know that what I'm doing makes sense. I go by research, knowledge, not information, because I understand not everybody hair applies to all routines, to all ingredients, to all products. Everybody hair is different. It's similar, but it's different. It just goes back to what your hair needs at that time. And having the knowledge and having a basic customized regimen can help with that, because regimen does change. It changed with the season. It changed maybe with you're being stressed out. Maybe you're having some deficiencies in nutrition. It can affect you. So when your hair become affected, what do you do? What do you do? Do you always have to depend on a salon just to maintain your hair at the minimum? Because their naturals can't bother to wash their hair because they found it is so hard, or they don't know what products to use because they find it so hard. It becomes very hard to certain naturals. So that is why this membership community is an investment to help to save on those emotional costs, because there's really no guidance. There's really no lack of knowledge based on what you're watching and you're just trying it out. Any more questions you guys may have? Because I am about to wrap it all up. To let you guys know that if you decide not to enroll in the Kink Curl Girls community, we find that this may not be for you and you feel that you need a one-on-one private consultation, I have that also. I can work with you privately to customize your hair care regimen and to get the understanding of what's really going on with your hair beside what is being presented. So I want to offer that up as well, that I can offer you that. However, for those who want to enroll, go ahead and you will receive a free 30-day hair growth guide in order to retain that moisture and to retain that length for your hair. Just a gift, additional gift. I know more bonuses, right? That I didn't include, but additional gift that you will receive once you enroll. So I look forward to seeing you in the Kink Curl Girls community so that we can get you up, get you moving to resolve your hair concerns as opposed to other hair groups that fail to do so. Until next time, take care.